Ooh. Let me.
Hey, my name is Sarah Brogdon. Today I'm going to be talking about how to carve a pumpkin. And have you ever had a family member or a kid come to you from the supermarket or a field trip talking about that they wanted their pumpkin carved, and on your first try, not really knowing what you're doing, you completely demolished it, and then of course you had cause for a family member to be disappointed? Well, I know how I have. Last year was my little girl's first field trip, and she brought home a pumpkin for me to carve, and I didn't know exactly what I was doing, and I completely demolished it, and of course she ran off crying, "Mommy killed my pumpkin." So this year I'll be better prepared with the right tools and steps needed to carve her pumpkin right to put on the porch so she can be proud of it. What you need to carve a good pumpkin is a good sturdy pumpkin, the right tools, the right face or picture that you want on it, and the right procedure of how to cut it. First, I like to start off with a good sturdy pumpkin. The right kind of pumpkin choice would be to get one without cracks in it, without soft spots, and without bruises, because that will make it more susceptible to rot easier or quicker than what is accepted. If there's a certain event that you want your pumpkin for, it's better to do it 2 days before the event, and that's about as good as long as it'll go before rotting. So first I'm going to show you a good sturdy pumpkin. You'll need one for your size, and this one's just a small one so we can get started, but depending on how big your face is that you want it, you'll need it to be bigger to fit the face or the frame or the stencil that you're going to use. Alright, now that you've chosen a sturdy pumpkin, you can also get them from the supermarket or any pumpkin farm in your area. Next, you'll need the right tools. They sell kid-friendly tools at the supermarket, and you can use, they usually have bright colored tips, and their edges are not so sharp so kids won't be able to hurt themselves. And if kids ever do carve a pumpkin, safety first and always have an adult available. For adults, it's important to use a long knife so it can cut through easily with serrated edges to cause for an easier cut. You'll need a large spoon to scoop out the guts and the seeds, or you can just use your hands. You'll need a watercolor pen to draw on your stencil or your face free-handed, and of course you'll need a large bowl to put all the guts into when you're ready. Alright, so the first procedure would be to cut the top of the pumpkin to make the lid. The right way to do it would be to cut sideways down into it, so when you pull the top off and you want to put it back on later, it won't fall into the pumpkin, so it'll have something to sit on. So you want to go down about 1/2 inch, and then you're just going to pretty much stab the pumpkin. And you got to be careful not to go all the way through so you don't cut yourself, but then you want to hold it in its back and always cut away from the face in a scissored motion like this. And when you get all the way around, your pumpkin should look something like this with the top, and it has a little sideways edge to it so you can put it on without it falling through. And then you want to use your spoon to get out all the guts, and you just want to scoop them out and put them in there, which I've already done on this pumpkin. And don't forget to save the seeds for maybe a neighbor or yourself to make toasted pumpkin seeds or whatever. But you'll just go ahead and clear out all the guts on the inside. Your next step would be, now that you've gotten the right pumpkin and you've gotten the right tools, you'll need your stencil or a water-based marker to make your face on here. Triangles, per Disney Family Fun, triangles are the easiest to cut and the safest for children to cut because it just takes one motion and you don't have to round the knife. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show an example of triangle face. My little girl doesn't do scary very much, so we're going to go with a silly face to make it seem more fun for Halloween. Alright, so I'm going to draw a triangle on here for one for one eye. And the reason you use water base is because when you wipe it off, you can start over with a rag or whatever. And so you get your face on there what you want. We'll just do 2 triangles for the eyes, a little triangle for the nose, and we'll do a mouth with a tooth missing to make it look fun. And what you do there, once you have the face on it, you're going to want to use your knife, or you can use your kid-friendly knife. Some people like to use the X-Acto knife because it's easier to cut through. But remember that you'll have a far way to go in if your pumpkin is thick. So you don't ever want to put your hands in it when you cut. You always want to hold it to the side and put pressure on it. If you're using a stencil, you want to put it on its side and press the stencil on hard and as evenly as you can for the best cut. So you'll put your knife in, cutting away from your face. So you'll start at the bottom corner. And remember, it might be a little tough, so you'll want to punch it in there and then cut up like you did with the top. And then you'll want to do your bottom. And then you'll want to do the other triangle and always cut away from your body. If that means you got to move the pumpkin around, that's fine too. And once you've done your first piece, you can punch it out. And another good reason to use the water-based colors, because if you don't exactly cut right, it's okay, you can wipe it off. And now you've made your first cut into there. You'll want to do the same procedure all the way around, and be careful when you get to the mouth. If it's curved, you might have to pull the knife out a few times and go there and start over. And the end result pumpkin should look a little something like this. With the top down, and you can always put the light in there. But thank you for listening to my demonstration speech. This is Sarah Bromley. Have a great day.